My name is Gal Raz. I'm a faculty member at Darden Business School. I've started about 4 years ago. I started a trip for our students to go to Israel. It's a course that the focus is on entrepreneurship and innovation in Israel. The goal is, I would say, twofold. On the one hand, trying to understand how is Israel so innovative and what can we learn from it. And on the other hand, in a way, helping Israel in the points kind of that are its soft spots. And that's what some people describe as the eye to eye, the innovation to implementation gap. So the fact that a lot of Israeli startups don't necessarily afterwards kind of get to be their own companies by being bought at an early stage. So we're doing kind of a project with Israeli startups that the goal is to help them penetrate the US market. I think they take a lot back when they kind of, going back to the US. I think for many of them, this is the first trip to Israel. And I think first of all, they see how normal Israel on the one hand, but also how complex it is on the other hand. And I think that the reason why it's also important to me to introduce them to all the different aspects which are cultural, historical, political is because they are impacting when you're trying to understand how is Israel so entrepreneurial. You can't ignore the fact that people here live in a situation when they have to think very kind of creatively. They have to think outside of the box. They have to, and on the other hand, they feel who knows if we'll be here tomorrow. So I mean, it's kind of funny, but I think many Israelis, they do think I need to do something big and I need to be kind of successful and all that, because life is short and we need to kind of really invest in things. And when you look at the innovations coming out of here, there is a reason why a lot of the innovations here are really breakthrough innovation rather than marginal innovations. And I think that that's kind of important to understand. And and learning the history. So for example, visiting Yad Vashem and understanding where a lot of the history kind of component is coming from, or visiting Jerusalem and understanding the even further history for the Jewish people, I think is really important to understanding what this country is all about. I think that one of the best compliments that I got from the course was a student, I think a couple of years ago, an American student that told me that she feels now she knows Israel better than the US. So I think that only after you kind of reflect on it a bit, you can see kind of the things that we've done. It's, you can't really understand it. So it's really important to come here and see it firsthand.